Ayo, welcome in to CHGO Bets Daily, presented by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook. Download the app today and use promo code CHGO when you sign up. Welcome into a remote version, thankfully, of CHGO Bets Daily here on CHGO Sports. I'm Sean Anderson. You can follow me on Twitter at Sean_W_Anderson. And alongside me, as always, is Cody Delmendo, wearing a beanie. Even inside, you can follow him on Twitter at Cody_CHGO. I guess I do that every day at work.
I'm 31. I can do whatever I want.
That's fair. I'm 25 and I still can't. You know, it's that magical 28 age where you get to finally do whatever you want. It is a blizzard outside.
Yeah.
I am
thankful. My window right next to me. I wish the lighting was better for everyone could just see the snow just coming down. But yeah, it's a blizzard. Yeah.
I got a window here. I got windows here. I got windows right behind the computer, and I am just looking out on these streets and these poor drivers, and I am just thinking that I don't have to do that until I guess Christmas Eve. So I still got 2 more days, and hopefully the snow's all right. And hey, we got Lawrence Benedetto producing us. What's up, Lawrence? Law Dog.
Hi.
Hey, Tom, you want to give us a weather report?
Well, first of all, almost for a bit, I almost started this podcast on my patio, and I thought that would be really stupid.
You could have.
As for the weather report, well, Sean, it's a funny ask. It's now started to come down here across the Chicagoland area, and things are going to get ugly as the temperatures drop over the next 6 hours. We're going to see temperatures dropping into the minus 30 to 40 degrees wind chill. So please be careful and stay safe.
Oh, I mean, and I love your skilling impressions always on. People were saying like it's not going to be that bad in the afternoon. I mean, we were talking to Casey and she was like, "Oh, I'm driving to Cleveland in this," which is like, good luck.
Thankfully, we got her out this morning. She was supposed to be on the Chicago Sports Podcast at 11, and I said, "No, get in the car immediately. Go. I'll do your scroll stopper segment. I'll draft some dumb holiday songs for Kevin's holiday draft, and we got her on the road. So she's apparently doing all right. I did ask her a little while ago, and she's somewhere in Indiana about to cross into Ohio on I-80. That was at 2:30.
All right. Well, yeah, that could have been a lot worse. So good job on that. We're still getting forecasted for 4 to 8 inches. Snow should stop around 8 p.m. and then pick back up around 11 p.m.
It's not the snow. It's the sharp declining temperatures causing the roads to freeze over immediately and ice everywhere, and then the 60-mile-an-hour gusts of wind.
It's going to be a balmy -7 at 7 a.m. Tomorrow morning. So have fun and stay inside.
I will not be walking the dog. That's
no,
for sure.
The dog will stay inside and like it. Thankfully, I have a cat and don't have that problem. All I have to worry about is food, but we went into Trader Joe's, so we're all stocked up. Anyways, you didn't call about the weather. You called about bets.
No.
Lawrence was making fun of me already for my bet that missed last night. I was really on South Alabama and Western Kentucky. We fought our teasers. Cody, yours lost, mine won. But man, what a effing loss for Western Kentucky and South Alabama. I thought South Alabama would win. They did not.
Their defense is going to be great.
I thought their defense would be great. I bet Western Kentucky to be under 24.5 points. They got to 24 before South Alabama even scored a point. So bad. Just bad. I don't care about that beat. It's not a bad beat because it just was a pulverization. That bet was dead the moment I made it.
Yeah.
I lost every single bet I placed yesterday. So,
let's go. And that's why Cody's been silent for the first 4 minutes of this show. He's still coping.
I won my bet, guys.
What'd you bet on?
I played the Predators -0.5 goal in the first period. Plus 140, guys.
Nice.
That's
really good.
Money. Law knows what he's doing.
I got to set schedule reminders for when the Blackhawks play because I noticed that the Preds and Hawks were playing when it was 2-2, and I was like, I bet the Predators scored the first goal. I went and checked. The Predators scored the first goal. Did the Predators win that game?
Yeah, of course they did.
Free money. So, Cody, if you're looking for a win, next Blackhawks game, just bet the Blackhawks opponent to score first and the money line. And now Lawrence is stopping me.
Well, quick pause on this. Yes. I did talk to Jay and Mario of the Blackhawks, CHGO Blackhawks podcast, and they said that Columbus on Friday night, they're pretty terrible as well. So that opponent to score first thing, maybe we want to pause that for a game. I don't know.
but maybe we do the opposite bet. Since it's been so bad, maybe this is where the Blackhawks get right.
Mm-hmm.
We still bet the Blue Jackets to win, so we get better odds on the first to score, and we get the Blue Jackets to win. So we don't have to worry about the Hawks covering it. I don't know.
I like that idea.
Figure it out. But Cody, let's talk about it. I mean, what was wrong with the teaser? Did you lose all 3 legs of it last night?
No, UNC won.
On it.
UNC won, and Virginia Tech lost to Boston College. Yikes! That's a bad loss.
Hey, but Eastern beat Iowa.
Eastern did beat Iowa. I just wish I could have bet it. I wish I could have bet them to cover the 31.5. It was like the greatest. That was the greatest, or not greatest. That was the proudest moment of being an Eastern Illinois alum, was watching them beat Iowa at Iowa.
That's a game you don't even have to that's a game I don't even think they post money lines for. Like, there's no point in posting it. That's one where it's just lock icons on the money line, because they're like, there's no way Eastern's winning this game.
Yeah.
Psych.
Psych. No, so yeah, I had Virginia Tech in the teaser -4. They lost. They lost by 4 to Boston College, and then what do you call it? St. John's. I had St. John's +5, but in the teaser I had them +10 because it was a 5-point teaser, and they were winning. They were down. And then this huge run came from Villanova. They were leading to St. John's being down 4 at halftime, and then they just continued to suck in the second half. So I don't know. Like St. John's was actually up like double digits in the early first half, and then just didn't. They just fell apart. So that was tough. So that I had South Alabama. I had Delaware -2.5. Betting on Jameer Nelson's son. Yeah,
okay. There you go.
Jameer Nelson's son goes to Delaware.
I bet on Southern Miss because of Frank Gore's kid. That makes sense.
I
don't blame you.
Yeah, just didn't win anything yesterday. Sucks. I lost like $100 yesterday.
Oof. Hey, well, there's always today. So you never know, Cody.
Today.
There's always today. And hey, if you are looking to bet on the NBA, NFL, college basketball, college football, DraftKings Sportsbook is where to go. I'm excited for the NBA slate this Christmas because you get at least a free bet for existing customers up to $10. So if you're thinking Luka might have a big Christmas day, you could bet on that with DraftKings Sportsbook. If you're thinking the Knicks might continue their hot run, you could bet on that with DraftKings Sportsbook. If you think Giannis will show out and deliver a Christmas present to those in Milwaukee, you can bet on that. And again, if you're an existing customer, you get a free bet on Christmas. So definitely check that out. But it is that time of year. Everyone's excited about the gifts, the holiday experience. But what about the basketball? When I throw down on NBA action, it's got to be with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. New customers can bet just $5 pregame money line on any NBA team to win their game and get $150 in free bets if they do. I can't keep reading that ad and keep putting in whoever the Bulls are playing against because they're on a win streak. They're 2-0. And I would give you, I would discuss my experience with the app. I would discuss an upcoming game. I would discuss my picks that I've recently made. But I was chatting with Matt Peck just yesterday, and he said, I would take the Hawks -5.5. And I said, you know what? That's a little bit too bold for me. I'll at least take the Hawks money line and Bogdanovich to make 3 threes. Bogdanovich made 3 threes. The Bulls won, though. I mean, what is going on? I'm not going to bet on the Bulls. I have no trust in them. But, of course, when I bet on them, they win. All right, so you are welcome, Chicagoland. I've bet on them in 2 straight games, and they have 2 wins. That's because of me and me only.
Well, this isn't going to make you feel better, but I considered live betting the Hawks money line at the beginning of the fourth quarter. Like, it went to commercial, and I looked at it, and it was the Hawks were at +110 on the money line going into the fourth quarter. I thought about it because I was like, this Bulls team's going to blow it. and then, like, they blew the game. Like, the Hawks had, like, a 7-point lead under 5 minutes to go, and they blew it. Yeah, so...
But hey,
I don't know. I'm thinking about taking the Bulls tomorrow, though. They got to play the Knicks. They've lost 2 straight to the Knicks. They're playing the Knicks. They played
3 out of the 4 games they've played. Or no, 3 out of the last 5. The Knicks. I mean,
they played the Knicks consecutive games last week, and now they play them again. I'm assuming this time it's in New York. I know the Knicks just won 8 in a row. They lost yesterday. I'm thinking about it because I just don't think the Bulls let them beat them a third time in a row. And they've played well the last 8 quarters, so I'm like, I might do it. I ain't saying I'm gonna do it, but I'm thinking about it.
I'm staying away from NBA until my free bet comes on Christmas Day. But
That's
now
fair.
download the app now and get in on the holiday hoops action. Sign up with code CHGO and place a $5 pregame moneyline bet on any NBA team to win and get $150 in free bets if they do. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with code CHGO. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. All right. Lawrence, I think we're going to go to Cody's picks tonight. Or no, well, let's wait.
It's my NFL slate picks, but
okay, let's wait for the NFL one. Let's
Okay.
go to my teaser town first. So this one last night, my teasers have been all right. I'm not gonna lie. So Iona is a 9-point favorite, and we're doing a 10-point teaser because I need a win. The bankroll, I have $5 left. I'm putting $5 on this teaser, and I'm putting $6 on my lock of the night. And hopefully that will get me up to around 25-ish or so, and I'll feel pretty good about that bankroll heading into the college bowl weekend. But I got Iona at point half dog, I guess, against SMU. I think they'll win that game. Penn State versus Quinnipiac. I'll take Penn State to win that game by at least 5. Louisville going up against North Carolina State. I've bet on Louisville. I've bet against Louisville. I've bet overs. I've bet under. I have no idea what is going on with this Louisville team. I don't know what team is going to show up. I just don't think they're going to lose by 28. So that's really what I'm betting. I mean, losing by 28 is a lot, and I don't think their offense is that bad. They've shown a little bit more life here in their recent games. And then Harvard versus Kansas. One of those is a book school, and one of those developed basketball. I'll take Kansas to win by at least 12. That's at minus 120. You're not going to get – then that's Lawrence was yelling at me, like, you're not going to get Kansas to win by 12 against Harvard. You got to buy those points. I'm buying them, and hopefully, I could just – this is a layup here.
I don't like the Louisville one. I like your Kansas one more than I do Louisville. Like, I can't – I've watched them too much, unfortunately. I hate watching them, but I keep betting against them. Or, if anything, I'm boosting that 10 points on the under because they can't put up 60 points. And the over-under on that one is – the over-under on that game is 145.5. I might throw in, or I might make my own college basketball teaser and throw the under on that one, boost it up to like 150, something like that.
See, but this team, they both play. I mean, like, even though Louisville's inefficient, Al Ellis can still score, and they still play fairly quick. And NC State's going to push them, and I think Louisville will just play at that same pace. I don't know. That's why I'm like kind of iffy on the under, because what game did they just play and they scored 80? Like, it just determined by the pace, and NC State is around a top 50 pace team. So I really think that this could just be a high-scoring game, but I don't know what. Like, Louisville scores 96, and they'll have to
Who did they just play, though? Who did they just play?
Who? Louisville?
Was that Florida State?
Lipscomb?
No.
Lipscomb.
Okay, Lipscomb is a fast-paced team, and that makes sense to me. But they also played Florida A&M on Saturday with them and Louisville combined for 3 wins total, and it was disgusting. I think it was a race to 60 points for whoever won that game. Lipscomb is one of the better mid-major teams. Now, Louisville is facing North Carolina State. I don't know a ton about them, to be honest with you. So maybe you're onto something here. I just
NC State's a top 50 KenPom team, 36th in the nation for adjusted offense, 69th. Nice. For adjusted defense, but I mean that's not really. I mean, they're a little bit above average. In tempo, they're near a top 50 team. And Louisville on the year, I mean, inefficient. I mean, bottom 300 team when it comes to what's it called? Offense efficiency. Offense efficiency. But their pace is top 150. I just think that there's going to be enough pace here, and I think that they'll be able to score. I don't know.
Sean,
again,
my only problem is that it's minus money. That's my only problem. You have to four legs have to hit. I know you're getting 10 points on every one of them, but it's a lot for minus 120.
There's nothing wrong with minus 120. There's nothing wrong with minus 120.
Minus 120 on like the Jets to win by 4. I totally get Lawrence's point compared to 4 different teams to win by. Yeah. But I don't know. I've been feeling pretty good about my teasers. I feel like, usually I'm pretty good at buying points in certain spots. So I guess that's why I like it.
Teaser sounds fun place to live.
My lock of the night. We're going to go to the Baylor Air Force game, the Armed Forces game. Baylor is getting 3.5 points. I'll take it up to 6.5. I think they win by a touchdown at plus 120. I think the number was plus 120. So I'm going to take Baylor. I do think that, obviously Air Force can run the ball, but I think that Baylor's rushing attack is pretty slept on. They got 3 guys that near, I think 500 yards this year. No one topping 1,000, but they got 3 different guys that I think can run the ball, and they got a decent passing attack. I would probably take the under in this one, but I do think that Baylor's probably going to be able to run it down Air Force's throat. Now, the service academies, I think, are 7-1 against the spread in the last 8 bowl games they've been in, but you got to break a trend to start a new trend. So let's go Baylor Bears.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I lean more Air Force on this one, more so than just the that trend. But there's guys sitting out for Baylor. There's guys who's entered the transfer portal. I don't know. I don't really have a play on this one, but I do lean Air Force on it.
All right, well, let's go to the NFL then. We do have Bills Bears this Christmas Eve. We have the Bills getting 8 points against our beloved Bears, and you have been on the overs as of late since the Bears traded Roquan. The over-under is sitting at 40.5. Are you taking the over on this one? You taking points on either side? Where are you going for Bills Bears on Sunday, Cody?
Did it move up to? It's at 39.5 right now on DraftKings. So yeah, we're looking for 40 points. Honestly, yeah, I'll probably take it, but I actually feel comfortable about Bears plus 8. Just based off how they hung around with Philadelphia, and you're gonna get the same type of weather against the Bills this weekend. And Philadelphia has a much better run game than the Bills. The Bills can run the ball. They should run the ball. If they had an elite rushing attack like the Eagles did, then I would absolutely pen them in to win the Super Bowl. But yeah, I don't know. I just an 8-point dog at home. They were 9-point dogs last week and covered that because of some crazy shit at the end. Sure, but I lean Bears plus 8 and I lean the over just because the Bills defense or the Bills offense might be able to put up 30 themselves. However, the Bears defense has been playing better, and the weather conditions do play a factor, and that's one reason why it kind of scares me a little bit, considering the weather. The weather finally did come into play again in favor of the Bears defense last week, I thought. But the Bills are used to playing in this type of weather, right? But they also, I was high on Bills -7 last week against the Dolphins. And I mean, they were covering for a little bit, but they didn't cover. They only won by 3. And I thought with Tua going into Buffalo in those weather conditions that the Dolphins were just going to get stomped, and they didn't. And that Bills defense, I don't know. It's just not. It's not what I keep thinking that it is. So I think the Bears can hang around. I lean the over. So.
All right, and yeah, I mean that number being. Under a key number of 42, I would probably take the over as well. I don't know if the Bears can cover the 8 points. I've been surprised that they've been able to cover so many times this year, though. That just means I'm staying away from the line. Let's talk a little bit about tonight. We do have the Jets and Jaguars taking on one another in Thursday Night Football. It's Trevor Lawrence versus Zach Wilson. Jags are getting plus 2.5 on the spread. Over under at a disgusting 36.5. And if you are so bold, you think the Jags might win, you can get them on the money line at plus 115. You got any lean in this game, Cody?
If you look in our Slack channel, Sean, I said Jags money line, and then I changed my mind to Jets -2.5.
Why?
This is why. All right. The public is heavy on the Jags this week. It's heavy. They're heavy, and rightfully so. They had the huge comeback win against the Cowboys. Trevor Lawrence has been playing really well of late. His last 5-6 games. The Jets are now 7-7. I think they lost to the Lions. They inserted Zach Wilson back in last week because of an injury to Mike White. So going into tonight, it makes sense that a lot of the public would be on the Jags because Trevor Lawrence has been playing better and Zach Wilson is, Zach Wilson. However, I don't think it was Zach Wilson's fault that they lost that game against the Lions. But I'm taking the Jets, one, because they're at home. 2, because of the weather conditions. It's supposed to be cold, obviously. I think this is supposed to be real windy, and I think the Jets are better in the trenches. I think they'll be better in the trenches, and that's how this game will be won. Unless Zach Wilson decides to turn the ball over a ton, something like that. So yeah, I'm fading the public. I'm just gonna plug my nose and take the Jets minus 2.5. But you look at it and you're like, oh, I should take the Jags here. The Jags have been red hot recently, and now people are picking them to win the AFC South, and like all these things. And the Jets, they have struggled of late. So, but I don't know. I'm gonna take the Jets tonight. I'm gonna plug my nose. Just place the bet. I do. I guess one of the more popular bets for this game tonight is Trevor Lawrence rushing yards. I don't really understand why, because I don't bet a lot of Jags games, but I'm just throwing that out there for the people.
Yeah, the only other one that I have, and I don't know if it's the right call, but he's just been so good that I don't know if I want to turn away. I know that the weather conditions aren't great. I understand that it won't be really up for throwing. But in the 4 games after Garrett Wilson called out Zach Wilson, 23 receptions, 39 targets, 433 yards in the past 4 games. Is it crazy that I'll have another nice game? I don't know if I really want to bet on a touchdown because he's only had 4 touchdowns this year, and he's had 2 touchdown game performances. I would think maybe if they want to get his legs in the game, maybe a little jet sweep. So that might be a rushing touchdown possibility, but he doesn't really get a ton of opportunities to touch the ball like that. So I'm going to put together a same game parlay. Jags plus 3.5. Garrett Wilson over 69.5 yards. Nice. And 5+ receptions. Nice. That's boosted as well with your same game parlay boost that you get on Thursday, Saturday, Sundays, and Mondays with DraftKings Sportsbook. Boosted from plus 400 to plus 480. And we're putting 250 on it to try to get some units back. All right. So, Lawrence, do you like that? Because there's more odds on that. All right, thumbs up from Lawrence. And make sure you're hitting the like button, too, if you're in the chat. Shout out to Matthew Gregory, who said, Cody, what other games do you want to go to this week? What other locks do you have locked up? What's getting you excited?
Thank you, Law Dog. All right, so I like Bengals minus 3 as a road favorite at New England. The Bengals are just they are playing their best football right now. They they were down 17-3 at halftime against the Buccaneers, and then straight up blew them out in the second half, winning 34-17. I don't even think the Buccaneers scored a point in the second half.
It was 34-23, garbage time touchdown.
My bad. Thank you.
No, but I'm jumping in there because I finished with the Bears postgame show, walked over to the television and saw that the Bengals were down 17-6. Hit up my DraftKings app, saw they were plus 175 on the money line, and just immediately hit it. Yeah. And Kevin Kaduk's like, "What are you doing? You haven't seen a second of the game." And I'm like, "Well, we've got one of the best quarterbacks in football and the washed Tom Brady. So I'm just going to hit the team that's playing well." And sure enough, they absolutely rolled, like you said, 4 straight touchdowns. Never a doubt.
The Bengals also just been playing very well.
Yeah, they're great.
They're red hot right now. To me, I think I bet them to win the AFC North months ago. And right now I'm feeling pretty good about it since the Ravens lost last week. So, I'll take them on the road against a Patriots team coming off, honestly, just the most embarrassing way to lose a game. But again, Bill Belichick at home as a home underdog, I'm sure the trend says that he's very good at that.
He lost to the Bears at home.
He did lose to this Bears team though, so
that roll.
But I'm pretty sure that the Patriots were pretty big favorites in that game too.
I was ready to. I was in Las Vegas that weekend. I was ready to bet the Patriots. I was like, "Oh, I get to bet the Bears," but I didn't make it to the sports book in time. The game already started, and thankfully, I saved my money because I was ready to bet the Patriots hard. I was like, he's going to defeat the Bears to pass George Hallis on Monday Night Football, Papa Bear, yada, yada, yada. The Bears smoked him, so thankfully.
And instead, you got a cool hat.
Instead, I got a cool hat. My hat's very cool.
So I'm taking Joe Burrow over Mac Jones. That's basically what I'm doing here. So next up, Lions minus 2.5 against Carolina on the road. This is weird for me because I don't like betting road favorites, but I've given you 2 road favorites now. Lions, what? 7-7 now? They were 1-6 at one point something like that. Like they were awful. We thought they were going to be at the very. And Dan Campbell has put this team in position. Remember 2 weeks ago, Sean, we looked at the spread with them and the Vikings, and we were like, and I questioned if that was a trap, and you're like, no, it's not a trap. And then we both stupidly bet the Vikings. Then last week they win again. They need, not only do they need to basically win out to make the playoffs, but also they got to play Green Bay in there, and they have to go to Green Bay to play that game. I think this is a game. This is potentially a trap game for the Lions, but they've been playing so well right now, and they're going up against a Carolina team that just doesn't care. Like in my opinion, like the season's almost over. Like they're
more like don't Carolina.
They got Sam Darnold out there. I don't know. Like I think this is a trap game for the Lions in my opinion, but at the same time, they've been playing so well that if you're going to give me less than a field goal for them to win, I'll take it. And then,
more like apathetic Carolina. Oh, sorry. More like apathetic lineup.
Much better.
Sure.
Thank you.
And then this slate really sucks. So I really don't have a play on Sunday, which is only 3 games on Sunday, but it's a 3:00 game. Cowboys, Eagles plus 5.5. Gardner Minshew is coming in for Jalen Hurts. Listen, it was 7 and it's came down to 5, and so that's telling me that people don't really. It's telling me that the public doesn't care that Jalen Hurts isn't going to play. And I'm with them. Like I think that team. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts isn't an MVP candidate and he's not a big reason why they're winning games, but I honestly think they can still win this game outright with Gardner Minshew because he's a decent backup quarterback, and they have a really good defense. Their run game is really solid, and the Cowboys just blew a multiple touchdown lead to the Jags the other day, and I'm like, and the last couple games they've looked very sus.
Right,
I mean, they had that game and they almost lost to the Texans. Lost to the Texans. Like, I don't know. I think that anyone who will take the Cowboys is just going to automatically think that Gardner Minshew is going to start instead of Jalen Hurts. Roll Cowboys or whatever. No, like I think that the Eagles are getting too many points here. This should be like 3 points. I would slam this now before it gets down to 3.
I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to try to be sneaky, and hopefully it bumps up to 5.5. If it goes up to 5.5, I'm slamming it. I'll take 5.5 easily. I do agree with you. I think the Gardner Minshew can play a good game. I think this could be easily a field goal deciding game. And that's the thing with the Eagles. I think they're a very good team. And the thing about teams is, hopefully everyone has that mentality of next man up, and Gardner has been in the spot before, so I don't think the spot's going to be too big for him. And you don't have to worry about weather, right? He's just going to be stepping into a dome. It should be, him in the field and his team. So hopefully he'll be able to execute. And I agree with you. I think that the Eagles getting points is very, very exciting.
And he can win it for Mike Leach, his old coach.
No, there you go. There's a good angle right there.
There's a good
Mike Lynch.
There's a good narrative.
Mike Lynch is actually a guy I used to work with who is from Philly. I think that must be where that came from.
Now I'm picturing Mike Leach and David Lynch though together, and that would be something. I mean,
that sure would be.
Mike Leach on Twin Peaks. If Twin Peaks needed a football coach, Mike Leach was there. Yeah. Anyways, that's going to do it.
Friday night Twin Peaks.
CHGO Bets Daily. We appreciate Cody's NFL picks. I'm staying away from the NFL this week. I do like the Commanders at +7. I think they can at least cover a touchdown. I think that game might be a little bit more interesting just because the Commanders defense is pretty good. And then outside of that, I mean, the Raiders getting 2.5 on Saturday. I know Franco Harris died, so maybe the Steelers are trying to win one for the Gipper here. And RIP to Franco Harris, Sky Point. On the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception, I'll take the Raiders, though. I think they're the better team, so I'll take them at 2.5. But those are my leans. I don't even lock those up. But let's see if Baylor could win by a touchdown tonight. We'll see if my teaser town can prevail. We'll see if Garrett Wilson can have a big night. And Cody, good luck with your NFL picks. I know that yesterday was rough.
Yeah. Thoughts and prayers, please, everyone. Thank you.
Shout out to the Law Dog. We appreciate you always being in here and blasting my odds. And hope everyone has a safe and very warm holiday. Again, it's snowing outside.
Yeah, I'm going to go shovel.
Oh, good luck. I don't have to do that.
Bye, guys.
I rent. We'll talk to you again next week when we are, in fact, millionaires.